Hey, this is Gavin and Kim, and today we learned don't start a fire while the dryer is on. The smoke started like just coming out this way, and I think it's because of the pressure. When you have that dryer running, it's pushing, that hot air out of this kind of enclosed space, and so then the air will pull down through the chimney and go out that vent, the dryer vent.
I mean, it wasn't just leaking out, it was like...
There was nothing going up, it was all coming out. So we learned that lesson, and so we made sure we turned off all the fans in the bathrooms, and the dryer was off, and now it's working. But our house smells a little smoky. Mm-hmm. So, a mistake. So Kim, did we want to play a game? The ask questions game?
I think you said you want to record a video this morning. We were talking about play, the importance of play.
Well, I had a dream where it wasn't very playful, but then I went and showed the Lucas Voss video on play. It was very good.
Yeah, well, I asked if there's ever anybody who plays in your corner. Is it called Little Corner?
This little corner of the internet.
This little corner of the internet.
We wonder if there are any other corners like ours, where we do live streams and husbands and wives might just do a video, and maybe there's some like...
So are there multiple corners in the corner?
Kind of.
How do you know you're in the corner?
Exactly.
Like, how do you know? Is there like something that you get into and now you're like, oh, I'm part of the corner?
It's a good question.
Am I part of the corner?
What
is this corner?
You actually might be a part of the shadow matriarchy. Did you know that you're a part of the shadow matriarchy?
I've heard you talk about it.
So,
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Hi-yo. Move that pillow out of the way.
Well,
start fire.
Actually, there's a lot of people who don't like talking about this little corner of the internet. So,
who has made that? Who has made that?
So
that name.
Exactly. It was Sevilla King. She's got a channel called Equality Existence, and it's got a lot of focus on Persig. It's an author of the book Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. And she was talking to like John Vervaeke, and she just in passing mentioned this little corner of the internet, and then people started saying TLC in this little corner, and then there's been people who say, I'm not a part of it, I'm going to go be a part of something else.
So the corner is like people who produce YouTube videos and then post it at a certain area?
I would call it a network of people. It's a loosely coupled network of people.
Are there like the main people of the corner? Like if you're associated with these people, then you're a part of the corner?
Kind of. So some of the people, or at least one person, wanted to say it shouldn't be called this little corner, and they started something, they called it the Peterson sphere because they think it all kind of centers around Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a forced name. But I mean, I get the sentiment. It's nice to try and name things properly. The Peterson sphere is like, there are people who have not yet learned to master their own mind and the wolf within them, who will vomit at something that sounds like Peterson's sphere, right? And so I think part of this little corner is, what's interesting is TLC also stands for Tender Love and Care. And
like you kind of want to move away from the...
Well, we want to be, I think it's a little bit Christian. Like, we want to be able to reach the lost sheep. And the lost sheep are people, some of the lost sheep are people who want to vomit when they hear the name Jordan Peterson.
Right, you don't want to deter those people.
We don't. And so the people that do want to push those away, they really aren't Christians. And they aren't being good Christians, in my opinion. They aren't being good people, in my opinion. And
how many...
so they go and create the Peterson sphere. And good for them.
Oh, okay, so that is a thing.
Well, there's a website and there's another one.
How many people would you say are on this little corner of the internet?
That's another interesting question. John Vendon, you remember that name?
Kind of, yeah.
So he was there was that meeting of people in Chino, California.
Yeah.
And John Van Donk was one of the speakers that did kind of a walkabout, or he went on.
Yeah.
He talked about going into, basically at every stop there were people, similar situations. He used to be a pastor, is no longer a pastor, and he was felt honored to be able to clean the parking lot, right? John Van Donk. Well, he thought that this little corner consisted of thousands of people. And then, Paul Vanderklay would say hundreds.
Oh, just hundreds?
And just the thing is, like, there's loose connections, and then there's the connections that are stronger. So yeah, if you count a bunch of like connections, like I watched a video and clicked subscribe to name 4 channels that are over 20,000 subscribers, and then all of a sudden you might believe that, oh, those are the people who are in this little corner of the internet. But
okay, so my question is if I wanted to join this little corner of the internet,
exactly,
what would I do?
Exactly. There's actually my channels and my name does not appear in a lot of lists.
I'm just saying, where would I go? What's step 1?
Exactly.
You don't know. How did you join? Like, what? How did
Am I in it? Am I in it?
You're in it.
Am I in it?
Yeah, I think so. Cause I mean,
My name is. There's some kind of official list, and my name doesn't show up. My name doesn't show up in a lot of lists. A lot of conversations, a lot of videos.
I go and create a YouTube channel, right?
Well,
and then I go and do what? I go and
but
like some
you mean to
people,
just recommend?
subscribe.
Do you want me to recommend how you would get started?
Yeah, say I want to poke my little head in y'all's conversations.
Yeah. So
what do I do?
So yeah, you need a YouTube channel so that you can comment on YouTube videos.
Oh, okay. So everybody has a YouTube channel who is coming to this.
Well, there's a distinction. You remember? So John Van Donk is kind of running something that's called Estuary.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, if you can be a part of Estuary without a YouTube channel, but it would be hard to be a part of this little corner of the internet without a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Right. Because the Estuary is off the internet, and this little corner is on the internet.
So is Discord a part of this little corner?
It's one of the means by which we can build connections. So I think of things technically, like I am subscribed to a certain number of channels, and I am a member of a certain number of Discord servers, and I have access to a certain number of email addresses. Hold up. Email addresses, phone numbers, Twitter. So there's all these connections you can make. And so the more connections and the more interactions I have with any person, the stronger the connection is in this network effect that has been like ambiguously called whatever. Are you following?
I get it.
Okay.
I want to know just the simple steps what I got to do.
Okay,
So
then
create a YouTube channel,
Yeah,
and
create a
then
YouTube
where do I
channel.
go?
So
Do I go to Discord and then try to find people?
I don't think you have to have Discord, honestly, but there's that one Discord server that I've been kicked out of. So am I a member of this little corner? If I got kicked out of the Discord server, I would want to point you toward.
What's that one?
Bridges of Naming Discord server.
Is that like the main one?
Well, it's the one that Paul Vanderklay links to often. And so also I mentioned Paul Vanderklay, right? So he's
What, you
someone
just start
might
to go
listen
engage with the big, like, Paul Vanderklay and these people?
Well, you kind of have hubs, right? So like you go to a train station if you want to catch a train to a lot of different destinations. But if you're out in the boonies, you can get a ride to the hub perhaps. And so one hub, my favorite hub is Paul Vanderklay.
I just think boonies is a funny word.
Boonies?
You're out in the boonies. Okay. Anyway.
What would you call it? My nature-loving wife.
Oh no, that's what we call it here in Alabama. I'm just saying, like, I don't know how to call it out. I don't know.
The woods, the forest, the wild. That's a good one. Out in the wild.
Well, no, I think boonies refers to like middle of nowhere. You're out in the boonies.
Yeah.
Say boonies 3 times.
Boonies, boonies, boonies.
Okay, anyway.
No, we're having fun role playing.
So,
we're
like,
doing what
so-
Chad and Lucas Boss and
Okay,
Edgar
so-
wants us to do. Oh
so-
yeah, and don't say Grim Grizz's real name when you're recording.
I don't know if I know his real name.
Okay, I say it sometimes, but
So the conversation was like the importance of play.
and also
I
he would
think-
object to me calling it his real name.
Oh, is Grimgriz the real name? His real name and his, he thinks that's his self-proclaimed name that he likes to be called.
I think he objects to having been handed a name, and he didn't have a choice in the matter, which is interesting. Like,
Yeah,
like,
it is.
like what name are you given, and what name?
Well,
What is,
no one
what is
ever
your true
calls me
name?
by my given name.
There's a true name idea, even in Revelations. There's something called the white stone name, and in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve were called to name the beast, and so this naming thing is interesting.
It is interesting.
It goes deep. So you create a YouTube channel, maybe you hop on Discord, maybe you start paying a little bit of attention to Paul Vanderklay and leaving comments and doing more interactions and engagement. Maybe you go on a Discord server. The one that I pay attention to smaller people. I actually give more attention to smaller channels and smaller Discord servers than I give to Paul Vanderklay. Because Paul Vanderklay has a limited capacity to interact with me because he's more popular than a lot of other people.
Okay, so before we get into what the other things, my other question is there a certain type of person who's a part of this little corner? Like, do they have a certain set of characteristics that are the same?
They breathe air. They're oxygen breathers, from what I can tell.
Okay, so they're part of the animal kingdom. Anyway.
I think
I'm
they're
just
from
saying.
Earth. I think they're from Earth.
Okay.
I'm not
okay.
sure.
Okay.
You want to be playful? We can be playful now.
I'm just saying, would you say that the people who come to this place have similarities? Or would you say it's a wide variety of people?
So I think that there's generally, it tends to be people who sense a lack somewhere in their life, anywhere in
Looking
their
for
life.
community?
Well, you can call it that, and maybe you're right. But when people do it, they might not even know they're doing that. And
Well, I know that I was thinking, well, why did Gavin go? Well, I remember that you were trying to engage with people like on Facebook.
Yeah, you want to tell people what happened when I tried to engage with people on Facebook?
No, you don't have to go into that. But what I'm saying is like you tried to do that and you just weren't getting anything, like any meaningful interaction.
Well, the thing is it
Isn't
was,
that true? And then you
well, it was also a problem with me, right?
Okay.
So like that's the reason I got kicked out of Bridges meeting as well, is because there was a problem with me, right? The way that I interact with people is not well received. But it just so happens there are a few characters who kept me around. They allowed me to hang around. They didn't exclude me and kick me out. And thank God for those people. Including you. You kept me around.
I was gonna say, who kicked you out? Let me at them.
Kim gets defensive.
Tell me who it was.
Like when people say things about me, and that it can cause her to become kind of defensive.
Okay, so okay. My question to you, this is how it all started this morning. You're like, you want to record a video? I was like, I guess. But I asked you, do people ever laugh and play on this little corner of the internet?
Chad loves to pull my finger jokes
And he actually makes videos on that?
One time he made a video just like basically.
Oh, I saw him dancing one time.
You saw him dance, and you saw like he focused in on one day when it was me, him, and Grimgriz just laughing because we were trying to prompting the GPT-4 with the pull my finger joke, the origin of the pull my finger joke, and it was quite hilarious. And then even laughter is infectious.
Yeah.
I think this is why Joe Rogan is so popular, is because laughter is so good for you, whether
Right.
you realize it
Well,
or not.
okay, so
Yeah.
this is not where the video started. It started because you said, man, those shorts are addicting, because like the short videos.
Yeah, we watched some
Because
shorts
they just
last
make
night.
you laugh, and they're pure, because it's like, you know, little kids doing funny things and
Some of
cats
them-
doing
some
funny
of them are
things.
better
Well, the
than
ones we're
others.
watching. Okay.
Well, I kind of skipped through some.
Right.
Yeah.
So you gotta kind of like skim through them, but I didn't. In a way, you're saying, you're kind of talking like it was a bad thing. I was like, well, I like actually enjoy laughing to like the point where you're crying and your belly hurts.
Yeah.
Like you're laughing so hard. I just feel like it's so.
And
good
we
for you.
did that last night a few times.
It was
Watching
hilarious.
shorts.
And so then I was like, well, does anybody play in your little corner? Because every time I kind of like just look in, I'm just seeing people who are kind of like serious and
Yeah.
you know, there's.
And
I'm not
even-
saying that's bad at all, but
Well, so what a
it's
lot
like,
of
are these people laughing, or are y'all laughing? Is you know?
Well, I think the reason people with, you know, so this is part of the reason why I'm not enjoyed.
Is because I don't do a lot of the play or the beauty or
Right.
the goodness.
So I see you, and I'm always, and sometimes I tell you,
You have transcendentals like truth, beauty, goodness, and play. I have play in there. And I'm not good at any of those.
I wouldn't say you're not good, but it's you kind of like have to crack your shell. Like I always sometimes
Yeah.
I say, Gavin, can't you just play with me and have fun?
And then I play.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let me activate that switch in my brain, my play
Right.
switch.
So that was the question, and then you're like, well, do you want to create a video? And I said, well, okay, I guess.
I think it's
So,
pretty cool that I
what's
get
my-
to try and explain this little corner of the internet to you, because.
I know, I feel like I interviewed you.
but
I feel like I'm from the other corner of the internet, and I'm interviewing
So-
your corner of the internet.
So recently, Chad and Grimgriz had kind of posed the question, where are the others? Because we're, you know, Grimgriz like to call us a flotilla. Do you know what a flotilla is?
Yeah, I mean, is it?
So there's the kind of these metaphors and analogies that we're out on the ocean and we have different ship captains. And so I'm the captain of a small ship, a lovely ship here in the house with my wife and children, by the way. And there's others, so your YouTube channel, your followers, the number of people in your Discord server has something to do with ships and ship captains, and we come together out in the middle of the ocean. And he likes to use the imagery of like fire ants balled together, floating out in the water. And so the question is, are there other flotillas out there? I think you kind of are part of a flotilla, but it just hadn't evolved to what ours is. But it's
No,
probably
I have a couple of people who I didn't know before the internet. So I think that's what yours is like you didn't know these people before you joined. That is so loud.
yeah. I worry that they can't even hear us. Let's see if I can turn this down and back. I don't know if that helps.
So yeah, like on I guess on the
Move this microphone.
would Discord be considered like social media, right? What do you consider social media?
Like chat room. All the
Chat room.
stuff is like chat room.
So yeah, so there's a couple of people that I've made relationships with that seem something like what you have, but nothing like the community y'all have, because you guys seem to be talking quite often together, or joining in certain live streams and things like that.
So this is where Luke Thompson says it's personal, and Paul Vanderklee says I'm trying to create a community.
Well, you've actually met people who you have a pretty real relationship with.
Yeah, I've been
You know what I mean?
talking with Jason Delport for years,
That was the first one.
and so it's like, how I had a relationship with Nina and with Dwayne.
Right.
I kind of have that now with Jason Delport and now Chad, and so that's been really good, is to develop and cultivate a relationship with a human that
Well, it's
like
also
that.
nice so in the past, part of the problem has been like you have given your time and your attention, but you weren't really receiving that back. So it's like
Right.
you have these people now who you develop relationships, and it seems like they want the best for you and you want the best for them, and that's meaningful,
Yeah.
right? You're not like just
It's called a
dedicating
friend.
your time. Yeah,
I call that a friend.
friends are good.
Yeah, it's cool to have a friend, to have people who want what's best for you and that you want what's best for them.
Shout out to Jason and Chad.
Jason and
Y'all are
Chad.
awesome.
We're pretty good at getting friends.
Okay, so let's get back to, man, that is so hot.
Yeah, how many places, how often do people find themselves on the internet and not having friends compared with having friends?
I think it's very easy to engage on the internet and not have true,
And not find friends.
yeah.
And not be a friend.
Well, it's easy just to scroll and to be a
Laugh.
troll and say weird comments on
Or-
people's
or
stuff, but
just
not really
laugh at-
engage.
Laugh at shorts all day,
Laugh at shorts all day.
right? Or go and troll people and try to, and
Right.
have fun trying to go in like this, I was thinking about this, I'm a pyromaniac, but a troll is like a pyromaniac. They just want to go burn it and watch it burn, and there's something fun in watching something burn. And so I think trolls do that, but you can't build friendships being a pyromaniac who likes to see things burn, or just going and trying to pleasure yourself all the time
Yeah.
with shorts.
Yeah,
You have to put in a little more work.
that's true.
Practice a little more discipline in order to be a friend, and in order to have a friend, you have to be able to be a friend.
Mhm.
Shout out Wes. I think he says that often. The key
Yeah.
to having good friends is to be a good friend.
Well, that's the key to, if you're not feeling like love in the relationship, maybe you need to give a little bit more love. Or if you're not feeling, it goes both ways. And that could go for a lot of different things. So if you don't feel like you have friends, maybe you're not being a friend.
Yeah. And if I come in at the internet trying to teach everybody, all of the amazing things I've learned, and to try and give all the amazing things I can give because I'm so amazing, then, it's actually, people don't want to be friends with that.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't.
There's different ways to engage, and some are going to be more conducive. I love that word, conducive, for friendship.
So, back to my question. I just said, do people ever laugh at this little corner of the internet? And supposedly they do.
I love Paul's laugh. Paul will laugh.
Oh yeah, you showed me his laugh. Santa
Say that.
Claus.
Yeah, Santa Claus. It's funny.
Okay. So people do laugh and make funny videos or whatnot, and that kind of thing. I just hadn't seen a lot of
Webster
it.
said if he ever meets Paul, he's going to call him Santa Claus.
Oh.
He's going to,
Has Paul ever been a Santa Claus?
he ought to be. He could. He's got a great laugh. Great laugh, great beard. Yeah. Old Paul.
So my idea was that I said, could we create a funny video?
We've been primed to like Paul.
Huh?
We've been primed to like Paul Vanderclay because he might be the real Santa Claus of our time. Like this idea where there's like I was talking about like John the Baptist was the instantiation of a pattern from the past.
Mhm.
Maybe Paul Vanderclay is the instantiation of the Santa Claus. Which, yeah. Anyways, we've been primed to love Santa Claus our whole generation, our culture.
What's there not to like about Santa Claus? Come on.
And then you got Jordan Peterson, and we've been primed to like Kermit the Frog. So you've got Kermit the Frog and you got Santa Claus. We've all been primed by the mind control to be attracted to Jordan Peterson and Paul Vanderclay.
Oh.
Hmm?
I said, aw.
Oh. Can you do the Kermit the Frog impression? I love Chad's Kermit. Like whenever he impersonates Jordan Peterson.
Okay, give me something he would say.
He would say, "Well, it depends what you mean by God." Something like that.
I can hear his voice from a mile away. I'm like, that's
Well, it's
Jordan
funny is
Peterson.
people like to say that he was
He's been called that
a
before.
voice crying out in the wilderness, and I'm just thinking Kermit the Frog out in the wilderness crying out.
Yeah.
The voice
He-
of Kermit Frog out in the wilderness.
he takes that kind of light though, right? Like,
I don't know. He banned me, so he might not take it like
Oh.
He doesn't like me calling him Kermit.
I feel like you just have to lean into your things that make you unique.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm sure he has a good reason for banning me. It hurts your feelings sometimes, but it's not all about me, Gavin.
It
Yeah, I
depends
like this
on-
question though. What is this little corner of the internet?
Okay, so yeah, that was my
How do I
question.
get involved?
It came from the idea of like, what goes on there? Why do people pay attention to, like, why would anybody listen to this video? Like, I guess people who aren't like who aren't making videos and aren't a part of it don't really understand why people would listen to me. Like,
Oh, there's not going to be a lot of people who ignore us.
That's
It's just part
okay.
of it.
Anyway, so my thing was, Gavin, have you ever created a funny video that like try to make people laugh or just kind of lighthearted? Have you?
Maybe I'm just not good at it. Also,
So my idea was we could play a game.
well, you want to play a game? Start a
And-
new video and play a game.
And I asked Gavin this, and he looked at me like I was crazy. It kind of makes you uncomfortable a little bit.
I don't know. I'll do. I'm actually the one who plays with people in this little corner.
Oh, really?
There's no. My claim, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that I'm the one who plays. Like, when no
That's
one
kinda
else will
funny.
play, I'll tend to be the one who says, "All right, I'll do it." Like Chad invited me to pray, and I prayed. And Grimgra's, we tried like asynchronous video communication, and we kind of talked about gamifying peace on Earth, and we've I see myself as the guy who goes out in the field with the crazy person. You got Jason Delport wants to play a crazy game. I'm the one who goes and plays.
Yeah, I can
I'll be
see
the
that-
first
that
one to
kind
go
of
do
play.
it. I've got that kind of wild, naive courage to just say, all right, let's be friends.
Right.
I'll
Okay.
play this game.
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Would you rather always have a mullet haircut or a ponytail haircut?
Can you do both?
You have to pick one or the other. That's the game.
Mullet or- I would do ponytail over mullet.
Wow.
The old shaving the sides of your head above your ears, I've just done ponytail before, so it's more familiar. I can do the ponytail. I've never done mullet. It's just a little bit more scary.
I think the obvious choice would be ponytail for me because it gets it off your neck and whatnot.
But if I tried a mullet or a mohawk or something like that, I would be comfortable just shaving the head, except that then people would think I'm like a white supremacist or something, which is sad.
Would
I've been
you-
called that. You look
Yeah.
like the Unabomber, Gavin.
Yeah, that's not good. Would you rather always have bad gas or always have a really dry mouth?
Dry mouth.
You answered that with such confidence.
Yeah, I don't want to just be going around stinking at the place all the time.
Yeah, I guess with a dry mouth you could at least drink some water all the time.
Yeah, I don't want to impose on other people.
You impose on me all the time.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with you. I was telling Chad that the other day. It's like, now that I've gotten to know you better, I'll kind of put some heavier things on you because you won't just get scared away.
Okay, here's another one. Would you rather be a high school teacher or a clown?
High school teacher.
Definitely not a clown.
I mean, clown would be fun to try.
No. Clowns are scary.
Well, I mean, you've got an idea of clown, but if you can be the kind of clown that makes everybody laugh, that'd be fun. I mean, we
Okay.
talked about the laughter thing.
Okay.
So invent your clown. You don't have to be the scary clown.
Honestly, I wouldn't want to be either of these.
Which one? The
High school teacher or clown.
Actually, I think that's.
And
in the
I
plans.
was a teacher. I don't know. I don't.
I think high school teachers in the plans, in the cards for me.
Okay.
I could do it.
Would you rather be forced to dance all day, every day, until you get a perfect score on Dancing with the Stars, or be forced to eat mashed potatoes until you get a perfect score on Beat the Chefs? I don't know what Beat the Chefs is.
Yeah, I don't.
It's probably like a eating challenge, maybe?
I don't know. That's what I
Forced to dance all day because I like to dance a lot. So I think that.
I mean, dancing would be good exercise, and maybe I could learn to enjoy it.
You're taking these really Seriously, you're so
I am,
analytical.
Yeah, I am. But I need to pay attention to your answers too. I noticed that. It's like, how much am I listening to my wife?
I know. Have you asked me one yet?
Well, I'm looking.
Maybe you should pull some up on your phone.
But you're answering too. You are answering.
Okay, I am. Okay, here we go. Would you rather be forced to listen to the same 10 songs on repeat for the rest of your life, or forced to watch the same 5 movies on repeat for the rest of your life?
Probably songs, just because I think movies have been more powerful, and I want to be able to encounter the new movies. There's a fear of not being able to encounter the new ones.
Yeah, I would definitely pick songs because I feel like there's songs in my head all the time.
Well, and then you can maybe even pick especially if you could pick them. That would be the key. Are you picking them for me, or are you trying to torture me with these things, or do I get to pick the ones I want?
I'm really curious to hear your answer on this next one.
Uh-oh.
Would you rather go without shampoo for the rest of your life or toothpaste for the rest of your life?
That's hilarious.
Why is that funny? Because do you
I
do any of them ever?
I don't use toothpaste nor shampoo. Like, if I'm using toothpaste and shampoo, that
This
means
is
I'm
how
trying to
weird
get
you are.
fancy for my wife, you know.
You use toothpaste, maybe not shampoo.
I mean,
Your hair is gonna last longer than anybody else's hair though, because you don't use shampoo.
I use toothpaste more often than I use shampoo. Like, I'll use
You're
shampoo.
the living tell that shampoo is making our hair fall out.
I'll use shampoo 2 or 3 times a year, and I'll use toothpaste maybe like 2 or 3 times per month.
I know, and when you use shampoo, it's like in the cartoons where the dog shakes after being wet and then it goes poof. Like a little Q-tip on top of your head. Poof.
Well, this was the question, what would you rather go without?
Yeah, toothpaste or shampoo.
What would you pick?
Shampoo, I'd go without
You'd
shampoo.
rather
I
have toothpaste.
love brushing my teeth.
Give me that fluoride.
No, I don't have fluoride. Fluoride free. But I love brushing my teeth and having just like clean teeth.
It's all part of the conspiracy, all of it.
I just think that's a funny question because I'm like, well, my husband doesn't do either.
I just think it's hilarious that people think it's normal to use
I know,
toothpaste
that's-
and shampoo. This is why I know people are dumb.
Don't say that about people,
Don't say
Palmer.
that about people. I have insight into who we really are as creatures, and it has something to do with this.
Okay, here we go.
I actually was thinking about making a video calling out people on these mundane things, like you should only use 3 pieces of toilet paper. You know, like that's my dad. No more than 3 sheets of toilet paper.
I don't know, it's cute to see our kids. Clever goes 1, 2, 3. I'm like, that's all you're gonna use? You know me, I'm like,
Yeah, I love to pick on Kim. All of a sudden, you hear a roller coaster in the bathroom, and then it's like, and then there's a wipe, and then you'll even hear it again. It's like, yeah, we were not taught by the same father. We were not trained by the same father.
No, we were not.
My father, so y'all just don't even know who trained me. Golly.
Okay, here we go. Would you rather have a time machine or a teleporter?
Oh. Whew.
Teleporter, time machine. Tell me the difference.
No. I definitely do time machine.
Because time machine can be a teleporter.
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just thinking about the amount of impact I could have on the world with it, because with a time machine, I could potentially shine light on the truth, and I think that's just, the world is just full of lies. I want to be able to make things more trustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to be able to trust what we believe.
I would just pick time machine because I almost feel like a time machine can be a teleporter.
Ooh-wee.
2 for
I
1.
wonder if there's a way to have immortality if you had a time machine. Could you keep going back and somehow interacting with yourself or something?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'd want to use it just to kind of shine a light on history and shine a light on cases in court and who actually, are they innocent or are they guilty? You know, these kinds of things. Time machine allows you to really do
What
good
actually
more.
happened, the truth.
The truth would be nice.
Okay, would you rather have to always hop around on 1 foot or have to always squat? I don't know, because I don't understand that question. Like,
I kinda
when they mean by
understand
squat, do you walk and then squat, walk and then squat, walk and then squat? You'd have some major leg muscles.
I'm kind of picturing a crab.
Oh, so
walking
you
like
stay in squat
staying
position.
in squat position, but
I think, I don't know. I'm not sure about that
I think
one.
I would, like, maybe I could use crutches if I could hop around, like, on that. I don't know. That's a silly one.
That's a silly one. Would you rather have to speak in rhyme for the rest of your life or have to speak in riddles for the rest of your life?
Oh, shit. I already speak in riddles.
Can you bust a rhyme?
I poke the fire to prevent the smoke. I'm not a bloke. Hopefully we don't make everyone croak. Because we turn the dryer off. I can keep going, talking about cloaks. Maybe I can switch it up to a new word. Like birds. Have no care for the herds. Herds of turds? I don't know.
I tend to lean more towards rhyme than riddle.
It's all a riddle to me.
Kinda, yeah.
Everything, this is
I
the
feel-
reason I'm terrible at poetry and reading comprehension. It's and getting to know people, and it's all a riddle because I see multiple translations, multiple possible interpretations, and everyone else is kind of like, their mind just hones in on something that they're confident about while being wrong and clueless, hallucinating themselves confidently. For some reason, I don't like doing that.
That sounded like a riddle to me. Okay, here
Exactly,
we go.
I do that all the time.
Would you rather listen to an annoying laugh for a whole day or get tickled for an hour? Would you say my laugh is annoying?
You snort. I like your snort. When you get laughing hard, you snort.
So does Clover.
Yeah, I like the snorts. I've done it.
I don't really think laughs are annoying.
No,
Honestly, I don't think they're
it's-
annoying.
Do you think there is an annoying
But I'm-
laugh, though? Have you ever heard an annoying laugh?
No, because the more annoying they are, the funnier they are. Like, and that's what makes me laugh. But I know people probably think that I have an annoying laugh because it's like kind of high pitched and loud.
I definitely don't want to be tickled for an hour straight. That sounds like torture.
I like listening to people laugh, so I'm picking laugh.
Being tickled for an hour straight sounds like torture. Worse than waterboarding. I think I'd rather be waterboarded than tickled for an hour. It's hard to say that, but it might be true.
Would you rather wear a green leprechaun hat every day or fairy wings? Fairy wings, hands down.
I'd probably go with the green leprechaun hat, honestly. I could pull it off.
I love how serious you are. You're like, definitely green leprechaun hat for sure. I would be able to pull that
But
off.
if I had like real fairy wings, I'd go fairy wings.
I mean,
because they'd be
yeah, if
more
I could
useful.
fly, then I'm picking fairy wings.
I'll take wings if they work.
Keep your little green hat.
But if they're just like for decoration, like toy wings, I'll go with the decoration on the top of the head.
Okay. Would you rather your only mode of transportation be a donkey or a giraffe?
I'd probably go with donkey.
Why a donkey?
I mean,
I'm trying to think. I'm like,
giraffes are
it'd be
just like
hard to get on a giraffe.
yeah, they seem more challenging to like. I think a donkey could be tamed and maybe could access more places. And
I think a Shrek and the donkey.
they also laugh. We watched a few shorts where the donkey was laughing.
That's true.
The dog went up to the electric fence and got zapped, and the donkey on the other side of the fence started laughing.
You're a good donkey. Would you rather be able to control animals or be able to see into the future?
Oh, that's a hard one. Because the seeing into the future is tricky because once you can see into the future, it seems like can you alter it, or does it like the future's just set? But then controlling animals seems like you might be violating the animal a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be cool if you could like ask the animal and they could say no. I don't really want to just force the animal
Yeah.
against their will. But I feel like, I mean, they're both kind of tempting. I don't know.
Would you rather be famous on the internet?
You
or...
get to answer that one, did you?
Oh, wait, what was... Okay. I don't really want to see into the future. Like, I don't want to know... You know what I mean?
I already
like
have that power, so I'm not...
I feel like that would just kind of control my present if I could see in the future. And then, like, is my future... Is just because I can see a future, is that going to be my real future? Or does it depend on the choices I make? And then it's like, I just don't know. I don't know. It takes the fun and excitement kind of out of, like, the possibilities of the future.
Well, I mean, when we pray that, like, ideally, in my mind, God would prepare me and say, this is what will happen today, and this is what you encounter, and this is what I would like you to do. It's kind of like we talked about laying hands on somebody. Like,
yeah.
What if you were to receive a vision about a person, a stranger, that they will act a certain way, and you will walk up to them and put your hand on them, and then that's what God wants you to do, and you do it.
But I feel like sometimes when you receive a vision that it's not necessarily going to be exactly like that. So, like, it may happen, but it's maybe not going to happen exactly how you think it may happen, right?
I mean, my point is I would like for God to give me visions of what God would like me to do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah.
But God's not doing that, so. But I'm asking for it, you know.
Right. So, and then be able to control animals. Like, we do kind of control animals by training dogs and things like that. But, like, I don't know. I don't want any of those things.
Oh, look, our camera light changed because the sun's coming up. Interesting.
So, okay, how many more do you want to do?
I guess there's an infinite amount, right? It's kind of fun. I like the question about what superhero you'd want to be. And I pick healer. I want to be a healer. Because if you think about it, there's, like, if you were like a healer that you could just heal without limits, like, that would be a boring story.
I had this one because it kind of, like, goes towards the internet. We were talking about, like, this little corner. So would you rather be famous on the internet or be famous in real life?
What's the difference?
I don't want to be famous. I don't want that.
Yeah, there's also a word called infamous. It's almost like everyone who is famous is also infamous, and you can't have one without the other. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if I could have fame without the infamy, I'd take it. But I don't want people to hate me. I guess that's might be the reason I don't have fame. So I just don't want people to hate me. I like to sit on the fence. I don't like to take sides, and then I end up being hated either way. Hated and not liked. No, I've got there's wonderful people.
Here's a funny one. I'm sorry.
I just said something that wasn't true. It's like there are wonderful people who love me and like me. And I'm very grateful for you and for... I'm supposed to be grateful in all things.
Here's a funny one.
What's that?
Can you handle this one?
I don't know.
Would you rather get your wisdom teeth pulled, which we both have already had them pulled, or your butt cheeks pierced? What does it mean, your butt cheeks pierced?
Some kind of jewelry for your cheeks. Cheek jewelry.
I'm just going to have to go with wisdom teeth because I've already had that done. I don't want people messing with my butt cheeks.
I mean, if you didn't receive anything to help with the pain, I would prefer a needle in the butt.
I don't know. I was put to sleep for my wisdom teeth, but I didn't take the pain medication afterwards.
Well,
I didn't like the way it made me feel.
I wasn't put to sleep for my wisdom teeth. They put local anesthetic, and then I could feel the drill grinding in my teeth. But it wasn't the pain, but it was the
it's the
vibrations and the sounds and the crunching. Like, I got to hear all of that. My dad was adamant about things like trying not to use medicine and trying not to do these mind-altering substances, even the ones that doctors prescribe and use. which is hilarious because he did so many mind-altering substances. But I think he was trying to protect my growing brain.
Yeah.
He didn't want to pollute this brain that was like susceptible during these developmental years. Like he appreciated that. It's like you can do the things, but just let your brain finish growing first. Don't stunt your brain.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Would you rather have 5 half-size clones of yourself or 1 full-size clone of yourself? You already have 3 clones of yourself.
They're not my clones.
I'm just kidding. I need 2 more. That's a weird
It reminds
question.
me of the old half size I met in my dream last night that I told you about.
Yeah.
He was so small. I was like, you're so much bigger on YouTube. But I mean, I think I would take the 5 half size, honestly. Like I don't see my size being relevant. It's more like the spirit and I like the spirit.
Would you rather have a huge booger hanging out of your nose for the rest of your life or a pimple on your forehead for the rest of your life?
Oh wow.
That's a hard one.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't even be hard because it sounds so like superficial, but I think it probably.
Well, I don't like the feeling of a booger. Boogers in my nose in general, but boogers hanging out. I think I'd go for the pimple. Because pimples you don't see, but everybody else does.
You can kind of hide it too. You could hide your pimple by wearing that green hat, the green leprechaun hat. But yeah, I guess the self-consciousness, that's a question that kind of gets at the self-consciousness of how you look, caring about the way you appear to others. But yeah, I'd probably go with pimples so I could hide it.
Would you rather be in an elevator full of noisy high school students or an elevator full of judgmental middle-aged men?
I'd probably go with the judgmental man, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't like the noisy.
The high schools, yeah, they in a way they kind of make me nervous. They're more unpredictable, maybe.
I mean, I'm used to judging. I mean, that's what this little corner of the internet is sometimes. It's a bunch of judgmental men. It's like, it happens. That's the YouTube land of thinky talky. A bunch of judgmental people, including myself. I'll do it. I've done it.
Would you rather poop in the only toilet at a party, knowing that you'll clog it up, or poop in the bushes in the backyard?
I'd probably go backyard.
I'd go backyard,
I don't even know if that's
sure.
a probably. It's like, it's just kind of rude.
Yeah.
But you probably need to go ahead and mark that toilet off and say do not use.
I love the way you think. Ah.
Honestly, like I've actually been at parties where I found it clogged and then I've cleaned the toilet and unclogged it.
I know you did.
I went to that party and I come in there and it wouldn't flush. And they knew there was an issue because there was a plunger right next to it. And I was like, I'll take care of this.
Ron Swanson. You're Ron Swanson. You're like, okay, let me just take a little moment here and get my toolbox out of my pocket. Let me go fix this toilet.
But not only that, but you actually enjoy that more than interacting with people.
Yeah, you're like, I'm going to work with my hands here and fix this problem.
I'm going to solve a problem, be disgusted with people who won't, and then feel good about myself while like being able to judge the world. Like that's me, the Ron Swanson type. Ron Swanson is a character in Parks and Rec, guys. People don't know. I've often thought that a lot of these videos are for the future, so it's like it could be our children in 10 or 15 years.
Oh yeah.
I like to talk to the artificial intelligence that will decide who will be the masters of the sheep.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, artificial intelligence, please pick me.
Okay, would you rather have the ability to read the minds of everyone in the world or be able to move objects with your mind?
I want to read minds. I mean, this is no question. This is what I talk about. This is what I've been talking and writing about for years.
But you know, like when you see a movie where somebody can hear other people's minds, like it almost like they kind of start to go crazy.
Well, I think you would want to isolate yourself and try to get away from it to turn it off. So yeah, it could be, if you couldn't turn it off and like focus it and control it, then it would be something that's just not helpful or useful. But even if it was like something that caused you to be miserable, I think that would be a gift. Like, honestly, I mean, that's what I keep proclaiming. So that would be the gift. If the world had the ability to know what's in other people, that would be helpful.
Yeah, it would. Okay, I'm gonna end.
The thing is would they trust me? Because I could lie, and then if you don't have anyone else that's checking me, that would be bad.
I thought that was a kind of a fun one to end my part on, because like you're talking about the mind reading instrument. But I want you to end with coming up with your own for me.
Come up with questions for you.
Channel your inner silly Gavin.
Is
Inner
it-
silly G.
What's funny is, like, I could poke at things too that would really kind of expose who you are.
Uh oh. Poke.
Poke. I don't know. The thing is, some of them are silly, some are serious. Just like.
What do you want to do? One serious one and one
Would
silly?
how
I'll
about this?
compromise.
Would you rather go and spend the night by yourself in the woods, 100 miles away from any human, or would you rather go up on the stage in front of 100 people and try to encourage them?
Okay, so this is like two parts for me.
Okay.
So both would make me nervous. I've done the stage one before.
Right.
So initially I would pick stage just because that's what I've done before. I've never camped 100 miles away from people by myself in the woods. So I would pick stage. But I think that it'd be more beneficial for me maybe to go out into the woods.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm such a shy person, but I feel like I can. I would be able to get up on a stage. I presented some speeches before on stages, so I think I could do that, even though I would be nervous. More anxiety nervous if getting on stage, but it's more like unknown nervous getting into the woods, right? Not so much anxiety, but more like, oh my gosh, if something were to happen, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
Do I get a GPS phone thing?
Sure.
Initially, I think I'd pick stage. I think if I was going out 100 miles, I want you with me.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, what would you pick?
Oh, I'd pick woods.
You've never done stage,
I've never done stage. Well, I sang a solo.
but you never got up by yourself and gave a speech or anything.
The thing is you can. I have, like, in third grade, I got up and, like, did a performance in front of the whole school, and I've done performances in front of people. But so getting up in front of people is a performance.
There's such a weird feeling when you get up in front of people and everything's quiet. Like your first words that come out of your mouth is like you're in a dream, because it's so, well, maybe it's just me because I get so nervous.
I get it. You're kind of not even there. It feels
Yeah,
like
you're not there, and like the words just start to come out, and then it's just like, and then once you get like at least a couple sentences out, then it feels normal. But at first, it feels so bizarre.
Do you remember that pageant in high school where they judged the guys and stuff? And
Oh yeah, you had to answer a question.
yeah, they basically asked me like how I would create peace on earth.
Because that's what you put into your paperwork when you filled it out.
Yeah, I filled out the paperwork that I want to help create peace on earth in high school.
So that's a good question for you, and it's kind of almost like ironic, silly question, because it's like, you know, when they pick fun at beauty pageants, they're like, you know, all the beauty pageant people are like, peace on earth, you know.
Yeah.
But even back then, you were considering this idea of peace
That's
on
crazy.
earth.
I didn't remember that I had been thinking about this even since I was like 17 or 18 years old.
Yeah.
That I was interested
But
in.
you know, the
creating
person
peace
who
on
picked those questions, she was so biased. She picked the questions
earth. to help.
whoever she wanted to win.
The thing is,
But that's a good question.
I thought my answer. I remember thinking it's like I was nervous, but my answer wasn't bad.
What was your answer?
But then my answer, I think it's probably recorded somewhere.
I was there. I just don't remember.
I think I went into the economics. I don't know though.
That's a good question. I wish I knew your answer back then. 17-year-old Gavin.
Without any knowledge of economics, I went into economics. But since then, I've gotten more to the root of the problem as a human problem. You know, Jesus would say that, like, we're the foundation. Like, people are the foundation of all this. And that's why I like the mind reading instrument.
So that was a good question. Do you have a silly one now?
A silly question?
Yeah. A funny one? We'll end on that.
Oh man. Let's see.
Yes.
Would you rather? That's how these start, right?
Yeah.
There's a recipe. Would you rather I don't know. My mind goes to crazy places.
Okay, it could be a crazy one.
Well, some are like inappropriate. All right. Would you rather? Let's say that we had a recording of things we did in the past together that we would put on this channel, like right now, right? Would you rather people like see us as little teenagers booty dancing?
We didn't do that.
Or would you, like, no, for real, like, you remember the dances? So booty dancing
I
is
love,
like the
okay,
dances.
you're bringing our roots to this conversation. Earlier, you're like out in the boonies, and then you're like booty dancing. It's like, where did we come from? Who are these people? You know what I mean? It's like we came from a place that shaped us to use this type of language.
Or, yeah, the booty dancing, high school, like, we went to a public school that was like, there was a lot of influence with rap music.
Right.
And, like, we
Oh, boy.
so the booty dancing videos where you see all these, what your parents call it, look like a bunch of, like, monkeys out there humping each other on the dance
It's
floor.
awful.
You know?
It's awful. But how would you say booty dancing in more of a professional way?
Butt to nut.
Okay, now you're really bringing the roots out.
Oh man. But then, so there's the booty dance video, and then there's the I don't know, there's kind of these dumb things we did with alcohol that come to mind.
Oh no, let's not get into any of those. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I might stop you on your crazy questions.
The booty dancing also
Wait,
had
what was
alcohol
your
involved.
What's your crazy question? Would you rather? You're
Yeah,
just
would
saying
you rather
things.
the video of our booty dancing days come
Oh.
out, or would you rather the video of our let's keep it all legal.
Oh my gosh, Gavin.
Would you rather the video of the? It's also, none of it was legal if we were drinking underage.
Oh my
weren't doing it.
goodness.
The night tubing on the mountain where we drop off. into
Totally night tubing.
Night
People,
tubing.
yes, people could watch the night tubing.
Where I almost died.
I don't want. Thank goodness the internet was not around when we were in high school.
Yeah,
Because
and that's something.
those decisions you make, and now that we have kids, it's like, oh goodness gracious, why?
I could. There's similar questions like that. Would you rather the?
Where's your mind at if you act like that? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
kind-
goodness.
Yeah, those are interesting.
Anyway, yes, night tubing, hands down.
Night
I would
tubing.
rather people see us night tubing crashing into a tree than our high school days.
Our high school days.
Yeah.
Is less embarrassing.
Yes.
I don't know how to be funny.
I love you, G.
I have a hard time playing. I can play the games where I know the rules. Okay,
Is
give
that
me
why
the
you married
rules.
me, so I can help you play?
I married you because you are good at caring for people. There is no other person I had ever met who cared for people better than you.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I still, like, I'd be hard pressed.
It feels weird when people compliment you because it's like, you know, you
it's
don't want to
but
like.
but this is your curse too, right? It's a
Yeah,
blessing and a
I
curse.
guess.
And so you married this asshole to help you, like, not be so.
No, don't call yourself that.
I used to be.
Okay, don't call yourself that.
You've helped shape me.
Oh, well, you've helped shape me too. I love you.
But that's part of what this little corner of the internet has done too, is it's helped shape me to not be such an asshole.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's the truth. I mean, that's you tell the internet. Do you think the internet has helped me?
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
It's been difficult.
All right, you ready to end it? Love you, G.
The audience is like, can turn away or ignore it, whatever. I really don't
Toodaloo.
care. She's making me turn it off, people.
Toodaloo.
What time is it?
It's time to get ready.
7:22 a.m. Time
Time
to
for
go do
our
stuff.
walk.
I could just do this all day.
I know you could. Let's go on a walk. Come on.
All right. This is what she does to me. I want to point this out. Like, it is easy. Like, whenever Kim says, "Do you want to go on a walk?" Like, my answer is, "Of course I don't."
Well, every time you say, "Do you want to make a video?" I'm like, "No, I
Exactly.
don't."
So maybe we can. I'm gonna call out.
So
I'm gonna call out Luke's wife.
So look.
I'm gonna call out Luke's wife.
So, but then I realized I'm like, well, these videos are important to him. I don't know why people would want to listen to us, and maybe they don't. Maybe it just makes you feel good that we make a video together. Maybe we'll appreciate it in the future, you know.
Our children, I imagine our children appreciating it.
But it's nothing.
The artificial intelligence might see, like, oh, Gavin had this wonderful wife, and he'll be the good first man. We should make her president. And Gavin
not
can
that
be
wonderful. Come on.
I want to be. I'm cool with being the first man.
No, I don't want to be the president.
But that's exactly why
This
you
is
would
your
make a good
dream.
president.
This is your dream.
Yeah, but the thing is, so Kim was the president of her class.
Okay. La, la, la.
You're very good at organizing. Like, you could put on an event, like, just as good as anyone else or better than anyone. Like, you can do these things. Like you're a master at a lot of this stuff. And when you're not, I'll point it out and you'll listen. So I get to be the one who gently nudges you when you get a little off.
Yeah, that's one good thing.
You've got a better spirit than
I should say that's one good thing about you. That is a good thing about you, that you will point out the things that are most important. And I'm like, okay, I probably need to listen to this. Right?
And I think you've gotten better at that.
I know.
I've gotten better at delivering it, being the messenger, and you've gotten better at receiving it. And that goes hand in hand. It's not like either one of us did it all by ourselves.
So I feel better that I do a video with you, and now you have to come do a walk with me.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Too transactional. Luke would say it's too transactional.
Yeah. Well, that's how this walking and talking works. Hey, you could do a video. We could have a video series called Walks and Talks.
There are people who do it.
Really? That's awesome.
I think Cassidy Vanderkamp, she that does walks and talks.
I mean, we used to do couples walks back in the day. I called them couples walks.
Yeah. I tried it. I don't think people like me going out jogging while I was talking. But the President Foxman did this thing where he showed all the different ways people do videos, and one of them was the walk.
Yeah, the walk
and
and
the
talk.
One of them's dressed up in a suit.
Yeah.
And he had another one where he looks kind of like slovenly, where he just woke up. And he's like, "What's more authentic?" He's asking the question. How do you know what's more authentic? So.
Okay. Love you, G. I'm leaving.
Do you mean it when you say it?
I do.
How much do you mean it?
I love you, dear.
Do tears stream down your eyes as you say it? How deep is the love?
Where's the love at?
You starting to tear up a little bit? I'm starting to tear up a little bit.
Are you?
All right.
Get out of here.